Alrighty, so we are live, and we're talking about something that a lot of people don't understand, first of all. So they are walking around in the der state, as I told someone at the gym today, one of the Equinox teachers. She's really pushed herself. You know, she has really gotten into shape. She looks great. She feels great. She's gotten more comfortable just expressing herself, you know, yelling out loud, things like that. For myself, I think one of the biggest things that I've noticed is that she's really pushed her comfort zone. Okay, that's in a multitude of ways. That's expressing, like I just said, just her true, authentic version of herself. That's the easiest way to say it, is that, you know, a lot of people say, just be yourself, just be who you are, okay? That's really hard, okay, because you're always feeling like you're being judged, okay? So we're gonna go into happiness. Happiness, I've already talked about a multitude of times, but this is an area that I've really focused on because I've dialed in my mornings, I've dialed in my evenings, I've dialed in my deep work session 1. I could work on a deep session work 2, which means I'm 50 minutes on, 10 minutes off. 10 minutes off means no social media, no YouTube, no screens, nothing. Just take 10 minutes off, okay? And what I've noticed is that I've dialed that all in. It's kind of like earlier this year where I'm walking around and I'm like, what is wrong? Okay, so instead of having that slow drip of cortisol, which is you're not happy, you're not doing what you want to do, whether that's in work or whatever else, okay? So I said, I need a challenge. I need something to look forward to. So I started doing Ironman training, okay? I haven't actually completed one yet, but when I do, I'm gonna say Ironman, okay? Up until that point, so I've dialed that in. And then I said, okay, it's not the Ironman. Then I started thinking about maybe I'm in the rat race mentality, which is something else, something a little bit better, okay? And this is the thing, okay? Eckhart Tolle, literally, I have something called momentum. Momentum is it's a Chrome extension that when I open it, it's beautiful and everything else. I will not show you because I can't flip my monitor upside down, but at the bottom they always have a quote. And the quote is, awareness is the greatest agent for change. How often have I said that? Not saying like I'm brilliant. I've heard this, you know, obviously AA has talked about that. You have the awareness that I'm an alcoholic, or you have the awareness that maybe this relationship isn't good, okay? So this is the best way to actually look at it. So the first one is, I'm unhappy, okay? And you just overall look at your life and you say, I don't know what to change. So you just don't change. You just stay the same. Okay, that is 80% of society, and they're in the der state. The der state is you just walk around life and you're like, der, I don't know what's wrong. Something's wrong. Something needs to change. Something needs to give. But you don't actually try, maybe it's my relationships, maybe it's my health, maybe it's something, okay? So you don't change. It's like that guy earlier this week that I saw him, he was running, you should have a runner's high. He didn't have a runner's high, and I'm like, dude, why are you down? He goes, it was a Tuesday, it was this Tuesday, and he goes, because Friday is so far away. Friday is so far away. That was his response. Friday is so far away. That's your response. You're 45, soon you'll be 55. You'll be complaining about, I don't know, maybe your back, maybe your shins, maybe your knees, and then still saying Friday is still far away. Okay, so so he actually understands that he's not happy, but he hasn't put the awareness that it's his job, it's his passion, his career. And I'm not saying, you know, I don't know, it's hard. So some people say, you know, they need the job. Understandable. You only get one life. You only get one life. That's really important. It's not like you go through life, you're dead, and then you come back and you say, oh, okay, I messed up all these times. I'm gonna be more carefree, I'm gonna be more fun, I'm gonna take more risks, I'm gonna make sure that I actually discover my passion and everything else. So this is a long-winded response to the crux of what I'm gonna be talking about. So my awareness earlier this year was, I'm unhappy, okay? And it's because I hit a plateau, okay? And a plateau in my life just makes me unhappy. I need something, I need that pitter patter. I need that thing that I get a little bit nervous about, okay? I need to be a little bit nervous, or else there's this thing that just literally sometimes becomes physical, and it hurts sometimes. You know, I remember watching an Elon Musk interview, and he said last year, he said, was his toughest year by far. He gained a lot of weight. He looked like shit. Both of his companies almost just teetered out, Tesla and SpaceX. And in one of the interviews, I think it was 60 Minutes, or I don't know, one of them, and he essentially said something that I felt earlier this year, which was, he goes, it hurt. It actually hurt. And I felt that. And this is the thing, is that when I don't do something that I really want to do, I know that, and my body actually hurts. It hurts to be in stasis, as Jeff Bezos says. It hurts to be not an agent of change, or as Eckhart Tolle here says, an agent of awareness. So I imported this schedule of triathlon training into my schedule. So I said, okay, I'm able to handle that now. But then I started taking away my social life. And then I said, I'm not happy, okay? And I started looking at it, and I said, this book, which I'm reading right now, Love 2.0, and essentially Barbara Fredrickson opens up the book exactly how I was actually feeling. So she goes, longing. That's how she starts, longing. You know the feeling. It's the ache of sensing that something vital is missing in your life, a deep thirst for more. Whew. You know the feeling. It's the ache of sensing that something vital is missing from your life, a deep thirst for more. More meaning, more connection, more energy, more something. Longing is that feeling that courses through your body just before you decide that you're restless, lonely, or unhappy. That's our first paragraph. I was like, you just put into words what I was feeling earlier this year and about a week ago. And the first thing is, like I said, is awareness, okay? And if you narrow it down, your awareness, so if you say, overall, I'm not happy with my life, you really have to take inventory. So how do you take inventory? Solitude. Get off social media for a week. Go away. Stop watching TV. Switch up your routine so you start saying, okay, it might be work. It might be because I want to have kids, or I want to get into a relationship, or change my job, or change my body, or challenge myself, or pursue my passion, or open a business, or whatever the case is. So for me, I'm health-wise, great. Business, definitely could be better. Triathlon training, doing great. This is what I noticed, and this is exactly what the crux of this book is about. Creating happiness and health in moments of connection. I was not having moments of connection. And there's actually science in there when it shows that we're connecting with other humans, that your cells in your body, your biochemistry actually changes. And obviously that just sounds very simplistic, because it's true. When you're pissed off, you're angry, you're anxious, when you have distress, not stress, but distress, which is ongoing stress. Stress is good, by the way. Distress is bad, because that means you haven't gotten out of the stress, okay? That longing is something that we need to put a word on. And the only way to put a word on it, or at least meaning on it, is to put focus on it. So I focused, okay, it's because I'm not dating right now. I'm not having those moments of connection. I'm too much in solitude. So that's what I've noticed in the last week. And look at this. I write down from a lot of the books that I read. Listen to this. From Atomic Habits by James Clear. Highly recommend that. I've already talked about that many times. Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is what I wrote from the book. Humans are a social species. We long, ironically enough, same word. We long to be part of a community, part of a tribe. Given the option, we'll always choose it. The modern world isn't giving us a lot of great choices, so we must create them for ourselves, and the first step toward that is making sure that technology serves our communal needs rather than replacing them. Here we go. Seriously, how many of the best moments of your life happened in front of a screen? Obviously, he's talking about Atomic Habits and screen. You could talk about digital minimalism with Cal Newport. You could talk about Barbara Fredrickson, Love 2.0. I guarantee your unhappiness has nothing to do with work or anything else. It has to do with the connections that we're lacking. Especially me. Like, the optimizer of what I want to be, you know, the what one can be, or what one can be, one should be. Okay, that person needed the connections, the Love 2.0, the communal, as James Clear talks about it. So I highly recommend you take inventory of what's not happening in your life that you want, and positivity resonance, as she talks about. And the other thing that she talks about, which is even better, which is this phrase is going to stick with me: cocoon of self-absorption. Most people are in a cocoon of self-absorption. What am I feeling? What am I thinking? How about the amount of likes, the amount of followers? Or what about me? What about me? Just going through their whole world, just saying, what about me? What about me? Why don't you open the door for me? Why don't you say thank you to me? Okay, they're going around life in a cocoon of self-absorption. Okay, so for me, what I've noticed is that I need to have that connection. I need that connection. And as James Clear talks about it, we all need that connection. So happiness, I feel the biggest thing that you need this year is that interpersonal Love 2.0 connections with strangers, with people that you already know. Put the cell phone away, put the TV away, put everything away, and just have that present moment with someone, and your biochemistry actually changes. And what I've noticed is that when I've set up my schedule and I'm working on all cylinders, I'm bold, I'm aggressive, I go after what I want. That's great. But then I noticed I needed that Love 2.0. I needed that connection. I needed that biochemistry change. I needed that positivity. So that's what I'm going to be instilling. And how did I get that? Number one is awareness. Number two is you actually feel that you could change. You actually feel that this is something you can change. That's it. Awareness is good, but you actually have the belief that whatever it is that you want to change, you can change. Okay? Because then you'll never search for the answer, which is number three. So I searched for the answer. Sure enough, I'm literally, this is how far I'm in. I'm in like 10 pages out of, literally, I'm on the 10th page. And it's been powerful. So what am I going to do during the day? This one little book potentially could transform the way that I interact with the world, which moves into the way that I interact with clients, and obviously partners that I want to date, and then obviously my family, you guys, blah, blah, blah. It all trickles down. It's all part of one. So if you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments below. Enjoy your weekend. Just wanted to obviously let that one loose into the world, because we are connecting less and less, okay? And it's really hurting. I've already talked about it. Hurting guys differently than it's hurting girls, because they need that connection. Their brains are different, okay? Guys, we need that, we need to feel, I forgot what my buddy said. He said, he actually got it from Sons of Anarchy. Guys need to be loved, or no, girls need to be loved, guys need loving, or something like that. In other words, we'll do anything for anyone so long as you show the appreciation. That's it. You know, it's really hard for guys to just go without the appreciation. And then girls need that connection because they're social creatures. Their brains are completely different. Their chemistry is completely different. Guys, we're very like this, but the problem is if we're not getting the appreciation, if we don't feel like we're actually making any progress, if we're feeling that we're making no impact, if what we're doing is just on that railroad path to a tunnel, we're going to stop, or we're going to be like this guy in the gym that said, you know what, Friday's really far away. Dude, let's see if you say that when you're 85, when you're 95, and you look back and you say, fuck, that was life. That was it. Because we're playing the game right now, okay? 1% bet, 1% better every single day. I fill out a form every single day that says, what did I do good? What needs work? And then what is my intention for the day? And then I have other things that track when I came to work, when I shut down complete, did I bring my phone home, blah, 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 and I track all that. But the first one is, what was good? What was good? Number two, what needs work? Okay? And I literally wrote it today. What needs work is you need to connect with more people. You need to stop having this micro avoidance of Love 2.0, of a connection, of saying something, okay? That's my guilty thing. And that's essentially the biochemistry within me that's going to move into my work and bleed into other areas of my life. Have an amazing day. Any questions, obviously leave in the comments below. Talk to you guys soon. Happy Easter, happy Passover if you guys celebrate it.